All right. Well, Johnny Depp is coming back, and I should be all positive. And yes, let's do it. Team Johnny here. However, in this video, we're going to explore the dark side of the Johnny. Don't worry, we'll do a positive video because he does have some good friends and nice people. But unfortunately, Johnny has fallen with some pretty dark side people like Damien Echols, Marilyn Manson, and I know what people are thinking. Like, come on, they're just silly. They're just playing with the satanic devil stuff. Come on, it's all a joke. They're just selling tickets. Come on, don't be so serious. Oh no, this is very serious stuff, and we're getting some really rock solid information from Dana. Rotting Jewels. She's discovered many things. I'm going to focus on one particular discovery. Give her a lot of credit, but I'm going to try to build upon it. So Dana found the actual bankers who bankrolled the Processians back in the day. You might say, who are the Processians? Well, on paper, they're basically a splinter group from Scientology, but it looks more alarmingly like this was more planned. The way the Wikipedia says it is that, just two Scientology kids, and they just came up with these wild ideas and left the church and created their own satanic variation. But it looks more and more like this was more planned out, and they knew about Hubbard and Dianetics and Scientology before they made the process church. So it feels more like this was planned from the get go. And the people who allegedly founded the process church and made Satanism great with celebrities, this is more of an intelligence planned conspiracy. But again, I'm a little bit more cautious than Dana. And again, I want to be careful. I'm not saying that Johnny Depp is a satanic CIA double agent. No, we don't have evidence of that. However, it is fascinating that these banker people, yeah, yeah, Marilyn Manson, where his music comes from? Warner Brothers. And Johnny, his friend is Tim Burton. He did a small film called Batman. What's behind that? Warner Brothers. And who's bankrolling the Warner Brothers? The same bankers. Also interesting, the same bankers are also bankrolling Disney. You know what Disney does? Disney owns A&E, and you know what they own? The Aftermath TV show. And wait for it, this is where it gets really bizarre. Some of those stars are endorsing the Process Church. Now, to be fair, they're endorsing the public face of the Process because the Process changed their name decades ago to become basically this pro animal rights, animal shelter group. And they're endorsing this group, not knowing, apparently, that this is a satanic organization. Now, are they aware of this? I don't know. But whenever they get into Johnny Depp, like Mike Rinder and Aaron Smith Levin, they just seem to be clueless. They did basically comment on Johnny making a controversial statement about Scientology. Apparently, in his early career, Johnny went to a Scientology group and they paid him a little bit of money. He's making fun of them. He doesn't seem to like Scientology. He's around those people, but he doesn't seem to be too impressed, which is interesting because the foundations of Scientology is in black magic. Like Hubbard was a student of Crowley. He put a lot of Crowley thinking into Scientology, and apparently Johnny does like Crowley, but he doesn't see the connection. So that's interesting. So the mainstream anti-Scientology people like Tony Ortega and Mike Rinder said, "Oh, Johnny, you're confused. You don't get no money. They take your money. They don't give you no money." Well, Johnny's not one to lie. For the most part, he's pretty brutally honest about his associations. I mean, to this day, he stands up for Marilyn and Damien despite many controversies. And again, I don't think Damien is guilty of the West Memphis Three, but that does not make him a good guy. Just like OJ, he might be, quote, innocent of that thing, does not make him a good person. He could still be tied into some very deadly, ugly things. And as Dana has pointed out, even when the links are weak, they are there. For instance, a lot of these experts who showed up in the OJ trial, yeah, they showed up in the West Memphis 3 trial, and their politics seem to be anti-cult, but then you look more and more at them, their alliances are very shifty. So it's some very disturbing stuff. But as far as I know, Aaron Smith Levin, Mike Rinder, and others barely talk about Johnny Depp. They don't seem to be aware of these satanic connections at all. They do report upon it here and there, but the Process Church, they just don't seem to be aware of it at any high level. Now, is that possible? I mean, Mike Rinder did OSA, and Aaron has done like literally hundreds and hundreds of videos on Scientology. How do they not know about these connections? So they're either insanely stupid or lazy, which is true, or the Processians are just very good at hiding themselves, which is also true. So I think I'm sort of midway with Dana. Dana seems to think they're working explicitly together. There is evidence of that, and I will bring that to bear in another video. However, I don't know if it's total cooperation all the time. It seems like kind of back and forth, cooperation, collaboration on a few things, but conflict on other issues. So I would go with a middle thesis. It seems to be a little bit all over the place. The Processians are opportunists. Where the Scientology people can help them, they go with them. But with the Scientology people are in the way of their own agenda, they're going to be against them. So I think it's a little mixed. So again, not here to hate Johnny. Johnny does a lot of good things. Johnny's a really nice guy with his fans. Overall, he is a good person, but he does have this very dark past and dark present, and he does have a lot of good associations. So I do welcome him back into Hollywood. However, a lot of question marks about who he's running with, who's quote subsidizing him at the deeper level with the big money people, and where's he going to go with the black magic? Because this is not playtime. This black magic stuff is very dangerous, very, very dangerous stuff.